So Moses and Elijah being on that mountain was proof and evidence in itself that Jesus was, or Jesus is, the Christ, the Son of the living God, right? He is God's Son. And since they were discussing Jesus' death, because why? They knew. But before Jesus was going to die, he had to complete a mission, or his purpose that he came to earth for. Do you know what that is, my friend? Okay, fine, I'll tell you. Jesus came to take on the penalty for our sin, the punishment that we so rightfully deserve. He was going to take, right? Mind you, Jesus was sinless. 2 Corinthians 5:21 says he knew no sin. Jesus was perfect. He was holy. So he didn't need to, but he chose to. Jesus was willing to die, to suffer on the cross, to die for us, to shed his blood because he loved us. And not just ED past tense, but because he loves us present tense and future, because he's always going to love us, right? And so he was willing to die for us because he loved us. And he wants us to be saved, right? And not just saved from eternal damnation, but also to have a relationship with him. Okay. And he didn't stay dead. On the third day, 3 days later, he rose again, thank God, so that we can have a relationship with him. Now, what does that tell us? That there's no reason to doubt that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of the living God. Right? Okay. Now, back to the story. Peter was so happy that he was in this moment with Jesus, Moses, and Elijah, that he showed it. He expressed it. He asked if he can build 3 tabernacles and 3 tents for Moses, Elijah, and Jesus. Silly Peter, he was mistakenly putting them all on the same level. But God quickly corrected him, because while Peter was speaking, a cloud overshadowed them, and a voice spoke. And the cloud often represented like God's divine presence. If you read back in the Old Testament, when after they left Egypt, after the parting of the Red Sea with Moses, they were being led in the wilderness with a cloud. The cloud represented God's divine presence. But yeah, so while Peter was speaking, a cloud overshadowed them. And then the voice spoke. And he said, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear him." He was speaking of Jesus, which means that Jesus has priority. Jesus has preeminence over Moses and Elijah. And so hear him. They must have his full attention. What does that tell us?